Well, hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I am Susan, I am your hostess, and I wanted to give you a little bit of an update on the experimental hand-mixed chicken feed that we have done. You will find that video linked up above, and I have today's harvest of eggs so far. Now, the day is not complete, but we have 15 eggs. And y'all, I was really shocked because we were getting wrinkly eggs and really rough eggs, and our eggs are smooth and beautiful. Now this one still has a little dimpling down here, but this is 100% improvement in what they're laying. And of course, these just came out of the chicken pen, so I'm cleaning off a little bit of the dirt on them. But y'all, beautiful eggs. And there's one of our Easter eggers. It looks white in the picture here, but beautifully laid, smooth eggs. Our hens seem to be so much happier than they were. Let me get this brown one cleaned off. I can't get over the difference in the shell. The shell is just shiny and beautiful. And now I've only got one egg in here that is still wrinkly. Y'all can see the wrinkles on it. Now these are not cleaned. These came out of the nest box like they are. And the rest of them are just as beautiful as all of these that I have shown you. So, is this experimental feed a winner? In my opinion, we're almost there. We were getting 5 to 10 eggs a day. Now, today is the first day we have gotten 15. We got one day that was 12 eggs, and then the next day it was 9. But they had also busted and eaten several eggs during that time. They either had a hole pecked in the end of them when they drop them. A lot of our chickens are standing up to lay their eggs, and when they drop them, they break the egg. So we're going to address that issue coming forward, because we are using a rollaway box on some of our eggs, and then we're using the old chicken coop that we used for our turkeys, and we're allowing them to go in there and lay in the boxes in there. And what I'm finding is the ones that are laid inside the old chicken coop are perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. The ones that are going into the rollout box, we're having some damage to some of the eggs. So we're going to be looking at that. But I just cannot get over how beautiful these eggs are. So we are still planning on amending this chicken feed. We're going to use up all of the old chicken feed that we have. We increased the amount of the old chicken feed in with the mix because it was a little bit low on the protein. And we found when we read the label that the protein was good on the chicken feed, but they had adjusted or changed all the percentages on everything else in the feed, which was causing an issue with our chickens. Now, this, again, is a disclaimer. It may not be nationwide. It may only be in certain areas that they're doing this. I don't know. I know the South, we have a big production of eggs in the South. We have a lot of Tyson hen houses across the South, and we want the best quality eggs that we can possibly get for our chickens for laying purposes. But we also want the best type of feed we can give our chickens to keep them healthy and happy. Now, our chickens are free-ranged. They do not stay kenneled up or in the coop all the time. They are allowed outside, and they free-range, which also is very beneficial to their health. So they're getting bugs and worms and different things. They're picking at the grass. We have green grass in February, which is, crazy, I know, but we have green grass and spots in our yard, so they're getting plenty of nourishment in the yard, plus any table scraps that we have left over from the previous meal that we don't have enough to feed the two of us, that all goes to the chickens. And today we're going to also give them some bologna that we bought. Now this was a Bar S bologna. It's not one of the better brands. It's decent, but it's not one of the better brands. But when my husband opened up the package, the meat looked gritty. It looked like it had bone meal in it instead of meat, the meat byproducts that they put into bologna. So we tried frying it in a skillet and it still tasted off. So my husband said, feed it to the chickens. That's extra protein. So we're going to feed them that today. And I'm going to check and see how their eggs are tomorrow with that little extra protein going into them. But for now, we're satisfied with the 15 we're getting. Now we have approximately 50 chickens. That's 3 roosters and the rest of them are hens. So we should be getting anywhere from 24 to 25 eggs a day, give or take. And 15 is a pretty good start towards that number that we're looking for. And the other thing is we put in too much oats in our feed. So I told my husband that's going to make the eggs taste like fish. So we decided we were going to add in the extra chicken feed to kind of offset the amount of oats that are in the feed that we mixed already. We are planning on buying something else to supplement in the feed to kind of adjust the numbers and to give them the best nutrition we possibly can. And we're looking at maybe buying bulk flaxseed or some kind of other seed that would be good in omega-3s. You know, omega-3s are very beneficial for us, and you find a lot of omega-3 in our eggs. And something that would create more calcium for them. We do give them a calcium grit, and occasionally we feed back the eggshells. So that's 2 ways that we do that. We also do something that is kind of frowned upon, but occasionally they will get a container of yogurt and we put it out there and we just laugh and laugh because it's a sling fest. They are throwing yogurt everywhere and they just absolutely love it. It gives them a little bit of a calcium boost, but chickens do not, they cannot digest milk products as well as humans do. So we limit that for them. In the spring, of course, they're going to be getting more greens and, you know, grass and from free range, but they're also going to be getting more scraps from our garden as the garden progresses. I do plan on giving y'all more updates as we adjust this experimental feed. We're trying to figure out the best possible feed for them. Eventually, all the chicken feed will be eliminated because it's just not up to snuff. And that was co-op feed, y'all. That was not the Tractor Supply feed that they have been talking about in the news. This was a co-op feed that is locally produced. But I am just pleased as punch with the eggs, y'all. Beautiful eggs. And these are good size eggs. These are extra large, and this is probably a large egg. So we're getting good size eggs. Now the majority of our flock is an older flock. Every year in the spring we usually go and we buy hens. And we usually go up to Kentucky to buy them. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that this year or not. There are some federal laws that have changed. I do know that if you go into places like Tractor Supply or other places that are selling live chicks, that you're going to be registered with the government. I don't know if it's taken effect yet, but I'm hearing rumors about that. So we are looking at that. We are a very small farm, and the majority of what we get is for our consumption. Now, we give eggs to people that we know that are low income or in need. Older couples that might be struggling to put groceries on the table. So we do supply eggs to some families. And we do have duck eggs and turkey eggs. And y'all, our turkey eggs were being affected. They came out soft. I mean, it was like you were holding a gel ball in your hand and you could, kind of move it around and stuff. And the shell was just really weak, which was unusual for our turkey eggs because that's usually the hardest shell egg that we have on our little 1.5 acre farm here. And so we knew something was going on with the feed. We had not changed anything else, and we hadn't even changed the feed, but something had changed in our feed, and we knew that. So the turkeys are laying again, and they're laying firm, hard-shelled eggs again. So this tells me that we're on the right track with this experimental feed. Don't be afraid to do your own research. Get out there and research while you can and find out what is the best possible feed that you can give to your flock. There's a lot of science that goes into mixing the feeds, and I am by no means qualified for this, but I have done extensive research for myself to get something that I think that the chickens will enjoy, and it is actually giving them a variety to choose from in the feed because it doesn't look like the regular chicken feed. It's all the same uniform stuff. So they're getting a goat feed, which is high in protein. It's 17%. It has a lot of the nutrients that they need. And then we mixed in oats, and we mixed in wild bird seed, which also gave them a variety of things, plus a lot of the nutrients that they needed. And then we mixed in the black oil sunflower seeds, and those are very good for them also. So those are some of the things that we're doing. Now, we could go and buy some peanuts that are shelled, that are raw, and break them up so that they can eat them. I wouldn't give them whole peanuts, but we could give them mixed into the feed a little bit of the peanuts. I would not suggest mixing a large batch with the peanuts because of the oils in the peanuts, but maybe mixing it in a little at a time as you feed them. Our flock gets about 3 scoops a day. That's a lot of feed, y'all. And that's what I feed them at night. Now, I don't know exactly how much my husband gives them in the morning, but he does give them some in the morning also. But I give them a good amount before they bed down for the night, and they can eat to their heart's content before they go to bed. So they never go hungry on our farm. And always having fresh water available to them is so important. We have stations on our property that we have water for them. And the ducks get to come out, and we're hoping once we get the yard fenced off, we can allow the turkeys to roam also with the chickens. We do have predators here, so we're not able to release the ducks and the turkeys all day long to graze. But that is one of our hopes, that we'll be able to secure our property enough that we can keep the predators at bay so that they can have a good, healthy, long life. Thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions for me, please put them in the comments below. I am very teachable, and I want to learn as much as I can about raising our flock. Now, we have been doing this for about 15 to 18 years with chickens, but we're always learning something new. Chick, 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 chick. Chick, 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 chick. Chick, 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 chick. Chick, 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 chick.
chick chicks. Chick chicks. That's it, chick chicks.